Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So if you new here, my name is Pooja and you watching me on UPSC with Pooja. So last 5 or 6 months before, I have already given a video on UPSC syllabus analysis and also the book list of the UPSC. But due to some issues in that video, I have to delete that video from my channel. So after deleting that video, many beginners have requested me to make this video again for the UPSC syllabus analysis and also the book list for the beginners, because this video is definitely a important video for those who have just started their preparation. So I have thought to make this video in both the languages, because few of my subscribers also requested me to make this video in Bengali, because UPSC syllabus analysis is very rare in the Bengali videos. So they have requested me to make this video in both the English and also in the Bengali. So in that video I will deal with this English video, and after that I will also make a video in the same video in the Bengali. So those who have requested me to make this video in the English, please watch that one. And also those who have requested me to make this video in Bengali, I will upload that video. I think it's 1 or 2 days before after. So please watch that one. So let's get started. So first of all, start with that UPSC syllabus and also the pattern of the exam, right? So then we will discuss the how to complete the syllabus and also the book list. So first you have to know the syllabus properly, because syllabus is the key of the each and every exam. Whichever the exam it is, but you have to be well prepared, you have to be well known about the syllabus. So first you have to know the syllabus properly, then the book list properly, then the strategy. So then only you can go forward, right? So first we will analyze the prelim syllabus and also the exam pattern. So prelims is a qualifying exam. The marks in the prelims is not counted in your mains or in your interview or the final result. So you have to just qualify it in the GS and also in the CSAT. So there are two papers. Number one is the GS paper and number two is the CSAT paper. So GS paper consists of the 100 questions, 200 marks. That means 2 marks each questions. And in the GS, and in the CSAT paper, it had 80 questions. It has 80 questions and 2.5 marks each questions, right? So in the GS paper, your syllabus is, I am discussing the syllabus briefly. The number one is the current events of the national and international importance. That means the current affairs, right? So the first is the current affairs in the GS syllabus. The number two is the history of India and the Indian national movement. So the history of India and the Indian national movement includes the ancient history, medieval history, modern history and freedom struggle. And then the Indian and the world geography, physical, social, economic geography of India and the world. So in that topic included the physical geography of India and the world and human geography of the India and the world. Then come to the Indian polity and governance, constitution, political system, panchayati raj, public policy, right issues. So this is the Indian polity and the governance sections of your Lakshmikant books. Then come to the economic and social development, sustainable development, poverty, inclusion, demographic, social sector initiative, etc. So this sector comprises the economy or the economic of India, Indian economy, and also the social development. That means the social issue and also the current affairs. So this topic is also included in the current affairs also. General issues on environmental ecology, biodiversity and climate change that do not require subject specialization. So here you need to more focus on the environmental and ecology, biodiversity and climate change. That means the environment. And then the general science. So these are the broad topics which are included in your UPSC prelim syllabus. So from here almost total 100 questions came in your UPSC prelims GS paper, and in the CSAT there are 80 questions. That means 2.5 marks each questions, 200 marks. Both paper consist 2 hours for each paper. And also here the syllabus, it is comprehension, that means the English comprehension skill, interpersonal skills including the communication skills, logical reasoning and analytical ability, decision making and problem solving, general mental ability, basic numeracy, numbers and their relations, orders of magnitude, etc. So and data interpretation. So these are the reasoning and your math practice, right? So here the syllabus is comprises of your English comprehension, reasoning part and also the math of the class 10th or class 12th standard. So here they have mentioned that it is class 10th standard. But nowadays from 2019 or 20, the questions pattern somehow it's changed, and the questions standard have increases before the previous year questions. So I believe that 10th standard math is not sufficient, so you have to be well prepared in these sections. So then come to this is the prelim syllabus. So for this prelim syllabus, your book list should be. So in this video, I am going to share only my strategy and my book list. If you are following another one, please don't change it, because a strategy and book list differs from person to person. It's not necessary to say to be the same books or to be the same strategy, because it's not possible. Your strategy and your book list should be depend on your suits or your weakness or strength, right? So the first book list is the current affairs. So first, current affairs. For the current affairs, your main source should be your newspaper, that means The Hindu or Indian Express. Then Vision Monthly. Vision Monthly is somehow prelims and mains both point of view, but if you want to prepare totally for the prelims, then I will highly recommend you can go for either PT 365 or Shunya IAS current affairs, any of them. Shunya IAS current affairs, please do it month wise. Please don't keep it that I will cover all of the monthly current affairs before the prelims, or the 2 months before 2 months of your prelims. Please don't do this, because it's humanly impossible. So please don't do these things. Please cover it by month wise. It will give you a good result if you want to totally prepare for the prelims point of view. But if you want to prepare in an integrated way, that means for the prelims and both for the mains, then I will recommend you can make your own notes from the Hindu and also in the Vision Monthly, and also you can supplement with them with either PT 365 or your Shunya IAS current affairs note, any of them. So this is the totally my sources. And then come to the history of India and Indian national movement. So for this prelims spectrum is almost sufficient, and also the old NCERT Bipan Chandra. Bipan Chandra is somewhat that will help you in your mains answer writing, and also to keep a good control or good concept on your modern history, right? So then come to the Indian and the world geography. For this for the geography section, I will highly recommend you, please go through the NCERTs properly, because 6 to 12th NCERTs is the most important. If you have not go through the 6 to 10th, then you can directly go to the 11th and 12th. But please go through the NCERTs properly, because questions are formed from the NCERTs directly. And also there are GC Leong books, but GC Leong is not totally important. I have already made a separate video that which chapters is important from the GC Leong. I will give the link in the I button or the description. You can go and check it out, because few chapters are important from the GC Leong, but not all the chapters. So you have to be prepared partially, not thoroughly from the GC Leong. So then come to, and also the Atlas. Atlas is very much important for your geography preparation, because without Atlas you cannot go through properly the geographical location. And also when you are reading the newspaper, The Hindu or any monthly magazine, please go through the Atlas properly, because the place which are in the news that will come in your UPSC prelims exam. So please go through the newspaper properly and mark them on your Atlas or on your Google map or whether it is, but please do Atlas properly. Then the Indian polity and governance. So for these sections, Lakshmikant is your Bible. You have to be well prepared in your Lakshmikant. You have to at least 7 to 8 times revise the Lakshmikant books, and this is the most important topic in your UPSC prelims. Economy, environment and your polity. These three subjects is the most important and almost constitutes 15 to 20 questions from each section. So your main focus should be on these three subjects. So then come to the economic and the social development. So for the economic and social development, I will recommend you to clear your basics first. So for that, I will highly recommend you, please go through the 11th and 12th NCERT of economy and also the social issue. So economic NCERT like Indian economic development and macroeconomics is the most important books for the Indian economic concept, for the clearing your concept. And also for the standard, I will recommend you, I am following the Sriram IAS economy books. So there are also available Sriram IAS economy notes and books, and also the Mrunal economy notes. So both of them are very good. You can choose any of them. Sriram economy and also the Mrunal economy is also very good. So then come to the general issues on environment. That means the environment and ecology and climate change. So for this topic, as you all know, Shankar IAS is your best book, but there are few people who feel difficulty while reading the Shankar IAS book. So for them, I can tell you that please go through the NCERTs first. That means the 12th NCERT biology last 4 chapters, and chemistry in last 1 chapter, I think, chemical biology. So please go through these 5 chapters. Then you can go for the Shankar IAS, or you can go for the ICSE 9th and 10th environment books, or you can go for vision environment notes. Choose any of them for your basics if you feel difficulty while reading the Shankar IAS, because Shankar IAS book is quite bulky and also a lot of information in that book. So if you feel that it's quite difficult for you to revise or to memorize all the things at your first at the beginners level, so I feel that you can go for NCERTs or vision notes. Vision notes is totally based on the NCERTs. I personally read them, and believe me, I have revised almost 5 to 6 times, and it is totally based on the NCERTs, and it is totally very good. So I will recommend you, if you feel difficulty, then go for it. But if you feel if you are not feeling difficulty while reading the Shankar IAS, then please stick to it. And also the current affairs, and then the general science. So in the last I think it's 4 or 5 years, from 2017, almost question pattern have changed, and from 2017 almost 1 or 2 questions will came from the general science section. Most of the questions are come from the current affairs oriented. That means the questions will come from the static portion, but the static was in the news. That's why they have asked the questions in your prelims. So please focus on the Vision monthly magazine science and technology portion, and also the PT 365 of science and technology, and main 365 of your science and technology. So if you follow current affairs properly, and also the Science Monitor on RSTV on every Saturday, and also the science section, science and technology page of Hindu of Sunday. Every Sunday Hindu give you a science and technology page. So follow these sections for the science and technology. I hope you can solve the questions, because more or less 1 or 2 questions will come from directly from physics or chemistry or biology. So this type of questions will came only in the PCS exam, not in your UPSC. So I will recommend you can go for the directly current affairs. Then come to the comprehension and also the math and reasoning. So for the comprehension, I believe practice is the most important thing, and also in the maths and reasoning also. But for the maths and reasoning, there needs a guidance, which I feel it's totally according to my opinion, because I am not good at reasoning or math. As you already know from my previous video, that I am not a good person in math or reasoning. But yes, I am a very well person in comprehension. I have a good knowledge over comprehension. I have almost corrected 24 questions from 2020 comprehension paper. There was 25 questions, and I have corrected 24 questions from comprehension, because I have a good command over the comprehension section, but not on the reasoning or the math. So I will recommend you, if you have the same problem on your math or reasoning or any of the comprehension, please join a CSAT program of any recognized institute, or you can go for the Wi-Fi study math classes, and also you can go for study IQ CSAT reasoning classes. So there are a lot of videos are available on your YouTube channels, and also there are a lot of guidance are available. So you can choose any of them. Don't neglect the CSAT paper, but this is also a qualifying paper. You need only 67. But if you have seen the last 2019 result, which have came I think 2 or 3 days before, so there are a lot of students who have got 156, 150, 140 marks in your GS paper, GS prelims paper, but have not qualified the prelims just because of the CSAT, because their CSAT marks is 66, 62, 65, like this type of marks. By just 1 marks or by 0.32 cutoff, they cannot qualify they could not qualify your prelims just because of the CSAT paper. So please don't neglect this paper if you have the problem. But if you don't have the problem, then you can skip it. Just give the just solve the previous year, and also the mock test of Vision IAS. So then come to the main syllabus. So we have completed the prelim syllabus and also the book list. So then come to the prelim syllabus, and also for the prelims you have to give a lot of mock test, because it is very much important to get a good marks in your GS paper. You have to give at least 25 to 30 mock test at least, and if you can give at least 40 mock test or 45 mock test, this is very good. But if you can't, then at least give 25 mock test. So then we will go to our main syllabus analysis. So in the mains, we have 5 papers and also 2 optional papers, right? 5 compulsory papers. Which are the compulsory papers? So first I will analyze the English and Bengali compulsory paper. Bengali, I am telling here Bengali because my mother tongue is Bengali, but the paper B is your any of the regional language, because most of the aspirants give them in their mother tongues, Hindi or Marathi or Urdu, any of the languages, because there are 8 schedule, 22 languages are available in your paper B section. So in the paper 1 you have the compulsory English paper. So in that, this is also a qualifying paper, the regional language and also the English paper, both paper A and paper B is two of them. Both of them are qualifying paper. You have to get, I think it's 100 out of 300. I think it's 33.33% marks needed for qualifying this paper. And also you have essay paper. So for the English and Bengali and also essay paper, for these 3 paper you need a good command over on your English language writing and also on your English language grammar. So for these 3 paper I will recommend you, please solve the last 5 years previous year questions and also give the test series. So I think for essay paper and also for English Bengali paper, writing is the key. If you have a good command on your writing skill, then I think you can get a good marks in these 3 paper. So for the essay paper, your source should be your GS sources, which the books or which the current affairs, what type of current affairs which you are reading for your GS paper, that will help you in your GS paper and also in your English and regional languages paper, right? So but you should focus on your writing skill, because in the essay and also in the English Bengali paper you need a good writing command and also a good flow of writing, because I have already made a video on essay writing, how to write a good essay and how to write a good answer in your mains paper. If you have not go through them, you can go and check it out. I will give the link in the description box. So then come to the GS paper 1. So these 4 paper is the most important of your UPSC syllabus analysis, because if you have not go through them properly, you cannot understand which topic is important from the UPSC point of view, which topic you should read and which topic you should skip. So for that I will highly recommend you, please go through them properly, please memorize the each and every keyword of your UPSC syllabus. So first I will analyze the GS paper 1, History, Geography, Indian Society, 250 marks. So each paper, essay paper, GS paper 1, 2, 3, 4 and the optional paper. So all these papers consist of 250 marks, but only the English and the Bengali or the regional languages, any of them. So these 2 papers are only in the 300 marks, right? But these 5 papers are in 5 and also the 2 optional papers are in your 250 marks. So first GS paper 1 is broadly categorized as Geography, History and the Indian Society. But if we divide it in a small division or subtopics of your UPSC syllabus, then we will get Indian culture, covers the salient features of literature, art forms and architecture from ancient to modern times. So that means your art and culture. So they are asking you that art and culture or art and architecture from your ancient history to your modern history, right? So for this I am personally following the Nitin Singhania book, but this book is quite bulky and here you will get some irrelevant informations which are not included, which are not asked in your UPSC prelims or mains. So if you don't want to read these books, then you can skip and you can go through the NCERTs, fine art NCERTs and also the Vision IS art and culture notes. Vision IS art and culture notes are very good, and also the NIIOS notes are very good and fine arts notes are very good, and also the Nitin Singhania notes which are available in your Delhi market but not available in your any local area. So you can buy them from courier service from any Delhi market. But if you want to go through the Nitin Singhania, then I will recommend you, please don't go then please don't go for your books, but rather go for the Nitin Singhania handwritten notes. This is very much good for your UPSC point of view. So then the next topic, modern Indian history, include the significant events, personalities, issues during the middle of the 18th century until the present. So in this topic they are asking you the modern history and the freedom fighters. So next topic is the freedom fighting. So the modern history, Bipan Chandra, India's struggle for independence is very good source, and also the spectrum or the old NCERTs, and also the various stages and important contributions and contributors from different parts of the countries in the freedom struggle. So for the freedom struggle, the sources are almost same. India struggle for independence, Bipan Chandra, modern history by Spectrum and modern history by Bipan Chandra, that means the old NCERTs. So and also you can go for the new NCERTs also. So here the modern history topic are very important, because I have already given an analysis of previous mains questions analysis. In that video I have already shown you that which topic are very important from your UPSC mains point of view. You can go through them. Then come to the post-independence consolidation and reorganization within the country. So that means the post-independence India. After independence, what was our history or what was our polity? So in that topic, I will recommend you. I personally follow the NCERT of class 12 from politics in India since independence or after independence, and also the Vision IS notes. Vision IS gave, I think it's 50 pages or 60 pages notes, and they are very good. Believe me, I have read them almost 3 to 4 times, revised them. Believe me, these are very good notes, very good source for your post-independence consolidation. Then come to the history of the world, includes the events, forms and effects on the society from the 18th century, like world wars, industrial revolution, colonization, redrawal of the national boundaries, decolonization, political philosophies like the communalism, capitalism, socialism. So this topic is your world history. So for world history, I will also recommend you, please go through the Vision IS notes, which are available freely on the internet and also on the daily market. Post independence India, world history. So these notes are freely available on Telegram channels and also in the internet. And believe me, these are the best sources for the world history and post independence India, because for the world history, only one questions or two questions will come in your actual UPSC mains exam. So for that, I think Norman Louis or Arjun Dev is quite a bulky book, and this book are for the optional papers. But for the GS paper, if you go through the Vision notes, that is sufficient. Believe me, that is sufficient. I personally followed them. I personally read them many times. After reading them, I am telling you, these are sufficient for your world history. So then come to the next topic, salient aspect of diversity of India and Indian society. So this is your Indian society topic, and role of women and women's organization, population and associated issues, poverty, development issues, urbanization and their problems and remedies. So these two or three topics here for your social issue topic, right? Then the social empowerment, communalism, regionalism and secularism. So these three topics are for your social issues, but you can go through from the Vision IS social issue static portion, or Vajiram yellow booklet social issue, or you can directly go to the current affairs, because the questions will come from the current affairs sections, right? But for writing a good answer, you have to know the basics of the society, right? Basics of the social issues. So for that, I will recommend you, you can go for the Vajiram yellow booklet. I personally follow the Vajiram yellow booklet for the static part, and for the current affairs, it is Vision IS monthly current affairs. So then come to the next topic, distribution of the key natural resources across the world, including the South Asian Indian subcontinent, factors responsible for the location of primary, secondary and tertiary sector industries in various parts of the world, including India. So this is your distribution of key natural resources. So for this topic, Vision IS already provide a value addition material on this topic, just the key resources of the world and the India. So this topic is very much properly covered in the Vision IS value addition notes, and also I believe this topic is also covered in your NCERTs and GC Leong, but somehow I feel that Vision IS notes is quite good than the NCERTs and the GC Leong. And also this is your world geography, world human geography and Indian human geography. Then the effects of globalization on Indian society. So Indian society is also on your social issues topic. So then come to the salient features of world's physical geography. So world's physical geography is also on your geography NCERTs and your GC Leong, the same sources for the prelims and also for the mains. So geography sources are to some extent same for both the prelims and both for the mains, and you don't have to change it again and again. You can revise your previous notes or previous copies which you have made them for the prelims. You can go through them for the mains also. So then come to the next topic for the geography also. Important geophysical phenomena such as earthquakes, tsunami, volcanic activity, cyclones, etc. and the geographical features and their location, changes in critical geographical features including water bodies and ice caps and flora and fauna and the effects of such changes. So this topic is also the physical geography. So in this topic you have to follow the NCERT's class 11th, that means the India fundamentals of physical geography and India the physical environment. So these two topics, and also the GC Leong. The first part of the GC Leong deals with the physical geography, so you can go through them properly. So I think these sources are enough for the geography preparation or for your GS1 preparation. So these are all my own sources, right? So if you are following another one, please don't change it. And also PMF, I think it's PMFIS geography notes is also good, or geography lectures is also good. I have referred them for some small topics which have not well covered in your NCERTs or any other notes. So you can go through them also. So then come to the GS paper 2, polity, governance, social justice, international relation. So in that paper you have three broad categories, that means the polity, governance, social justice and international relation, right? So for the polity, your source should be Lakshmikant. For the governance and the social justice, your source should be either M. Puri Sen notes or Vision IAS value addition notes. I personally follow Vision IAS value addition notes along with current affairs. If you are follow M. Puri Sir governance notes, this is also a good source for your governance. And the international relation. For international relation, I have bought, I think it's Shubhra Ranjan ma'am GS international notes from Delhi market, but I think I have read 1 or 2 chapter from that notes, but because of the handwriting, because that was handwritten notes, so the handwriting was not so much good and it was problematic for me to read the handwriting. So that's why I have skipped that one. And after 4 or 5 months of preparation, I get to know that for the international relation or for the governance section, static portion is not so much important. The questions will come from the current affairs. If you follow religiously the newspaper and also the monthly compilation of any recognized institutes, that is sufficient for your governance section and also for your international current affairs. So I will highly recommend you, please go through the Lakshmikant properly and also the current affairs of governance and the international relation. So now we will analyze the syllabus properly. The number 1 is the Indian Constitution, historical underminings, evaluation, features, amendments and significant provision and the basic structure. This is for the from the Lakshmikant. Then come to the functions and responsibilities of the union and the states, issues and challenges pertaining to the federal structure, devolution of powers and finance up to the local levels and challenges therein. So this is also from your Lakshmikant. Then comparison of the Indian constitutional schemes with that of the other countries. So for this topic, I have referred Vision IAS value addition material for comparison, because this topic is not well covered in the Lakshmikant. They have just given the which features we have which features came from the which country. They have given just these things, but you need to compare with the other constitutional schemes with that of the Indian constitution. So for that, I think Vision IAS value addition material is very good. You can go through them properly. So then come to the separation of powers between the various organs, dispute redressal and mechanisms and institutions. So for this topic I will recommend you can go through the NCERTs or you can go through the Lakshmikant, any of them. Then come to the next. Parliament and state legislature, structure, functioning, conduct of business, powers and privileges and issues arising out of this. So for this Lakshmikant. Then come to appointment to various constitutional posts. So for this constitutional post and their responsibilities, your source should be Lakshmikant. There you will get a separate part for the constitutional bodies and the constitutional post. Then come to the next, structure, organization and functioning of the executive and the judiciary, ministries and departments of the government, pressure groups and formal informal associations and their role in the polity. So for this topic you will get from the current affairs, from the polity and also from your value addition material of your Vision IAS. Salient features of the Representation of the People's Act. So for this topic I will recommend you, please go through the Vision IAS notes, because in the Lakshmikant it's not sufficient, I believe. So I am following from the Vision IAS value addition notes. Government policies and interventions for the development in various sectors and issues arising out of their design and implementation. So for the government policies and interventions, most of the questions come from the current affairs. So please go through the Vision IAS current affairs sections. So that means the government scheme. They will provide you the government scheme PDF from last 1 year before the prelims. Please go through them properly. I think that will help you in your mains preparation and also in your prelims. Statutory, regulatory and various quasi-judicial bodies. So this source is from obviously from your current affairs and also from your Lakshmikant. A welfare scheme for vulnerable sections of the population by the center and the states, performance of these schemes. So for schemes, I will definitely recommend you, please go through the Vision schemes, government schemes of PT 365 and also the current affairs of your daily newspaper or any monthly magazine, any of them. But please go through the current affairs properly, because questions are almost come from the current affairs sources. Then the health, education, human resources, this for this source obviously the Vision value addition, or you can go for the current affairs. Development process and the development industry and role of NGOs, SHGs, various groups and associations. So for this Vision IAS value addition, static notes are available, but questions are almost come from the current affairs section. So you can directly go to the current affairs or you can supplement with the Vision value addition material. So then come to the issues relating to the development and management of the social sector. So for this current affairs also important. Important aspect of the governance, transparency and accountability, e-governance, application model, success, limitations, political citizen charters, transparency and accountability, institutional or other measures. So for this, ARC reports are very good source for your governance sections, for your ethics paper and also for your GS paper too. But those who have limited time, I will recommend you can directly go to the vision value addition material, because they have already mentioned the ARC recommendations, because you need to know the recommendations from the ARC reports, not all the detailing of the report, just you have to mention the recommendations of that particular report in your answer writing. So for that, I think vision value addition material is quite good. You can directly go to them if you have less time in your hand, if you don't have enough time to prepare the ARC reports, because they are almost very bulky. So I will definitely recommend you can directly go to the Vision IS value addition material. Then come to the issues relating to poverty and hunger, obviously your current affairs sources and also your economy sources, because poverty and hunger also included in your economy sections. Then role of civil services in a democracy, this topic is also from your Vision IS value addition material. Bilateral, regional and global groupings and agreements involving India and affecting the India's interest. So for this topic is from your international relation. So for international relation, I will recommend you can go through the static portion of your international current affairs or international events. So because I believe if you want to write a good answer in your international relation, you have to know the previous events, right? Without knowing the background, you cannot relate them with the current affairs. So for knowing the background, I will recommend you can go for vision value addition, or you can go for Shubhra Ranjan ma'am IR notes. So I have Shubhra Ranjan ma'am IR notes, but I have read only 1 or 2 chapters, because due to bad handwriting, I have already told you that I could not read the proper total booklet. But I totally following the vision monthly current affairs of international and also the PT 365 of international and also the mains 365 before the mains. So then come to the India and its neighbors, obviously from Vision or Shubhra Ranjan ma'am, any of them. You can choose any of them according to your strength or weakness. Important international institution, agencies, fora and their structure. So for the important international institutions and organization, I will definitely highly recommend you, please go to the Shankar IAS or IAS Parliament International Organization booklet. It is I think it's before prelims, they have provided the international organization booklet on last 1 year current affairs international organization from the static and also from the current affairs point of view. And believe me, this is the most important topic from the Shankar IAS IAS Parliament booklet. So almost all the toppers or almost all the aspirants follow this booklet for the international organization, because they are very good. You can go through them properly. So then come to the effects of policies and the politics of developed and developing countries on India's interest and Indian diaspora. For this, current affairs is your source. Then the important international institution, agencies and fora and their structure mandate. So the same source is your Shankar IAS International Organization or the international institutions. So we have covered all the GS paper 1 and GS paper 2. Then we will come to the GS paper 3. So in the GS paper 3, your broad sections are economy, science, environment and security. So for this topic, the elaboration is Indian economy and issues relating to planning, mobilization of resources, growth and development and employment. So for this topic, your source should be your macroeconomic development, Indian economic development after independence, 2 NCRTs from the prelims, and also for the Sriram IAS or Mrunal IAS economy notes. Choose any of them, not 2, but choose any of them. Both are good. I am telling you, both are very good. Just choose any of them. Don't go for 2. Just choose any of them, and also these 3 sources for your total economy sections. That means for the prelims and also for your mains, like your polity sources, right? And also your geography sources. So these sources, polity, history, geography, economy, so these sources are almost same in your prelims and also for your mains. So you don't have to bother for these sources. You have to well prepared in your extra topics which are not included in your prelim syllabus. So then come to the development, biodiversity, environment, security and disaster management. So for this, you can go for Shankar IAS, and also for the disaster management, I will recommend you, please go through the Vision IAS disaster management notes. These are very good. Then come to the government budgeting. So for the government budgeting, your government budget which came in February, each and every February of every year, economic survey and also the Indian government budget. Please go through them properly, because in the prelims and also in the mains, the most of the questions are come from the budget and also the economic survey, and these are the very important sources for your economy sections. Inclusive growth and issues arising from it, obviously the economy sections, the same sources for economy. Major crops, cropping patterns in various parts of the country, different types of irrigation and irrigation systems, storage, transport and marketing of agricultural produce. So for this source, I am telling you, you can go for the agriculture section of your Shankar IAS or agriculture section of your any of the economy book. You will get agriculture section in your geography, you will get agriculture in your environment, you will get agriculture in your economy. So agriculture is a common topic in between 3 subjects, so you can choose any of the sources. So then come to the economics of animal rearing. So animal rearing of economics you will get in your economic booklet of any of the institutes. Then come to the food processing and related industries in India, scope and significance, the same source for the economy, Sriram or Brunal or any of your sources. Issues related to the direct and indirect farm subsidies. So for farm subsidies, I will recommend you please go through the current affairs properly, because the questions will come from the subsidy, government schemes and all these things. So please go through the economy and also the current affairs. Land reforms in India. So for the land reforms, you can go through the vision value addition material of land reforms, or you can go through them, go from the Sriram IAS economy land reforms, or you can go for the post independence India vision IAS notes in the land reforms. So choose any of them, you can go for any of them, but please while writing the questions from land reforms, please write in a economy point of view, because questions when come from the GS paper 3, your main focus should be on your agriculture or your economy point of view, but the same questions when come from in your GS paper 1, your focus should be more on your history oriented or the post independence India oriented, right? So your approach towards your questions is depend on your which paper is asking, right? Whether it is GS1 or GS2 or GS3. So then come to the effects of liberalization on the economy, changes in industrial policy and their effects on industrial growth. So for this, the same sources economy, infrastructure, energy, ports, roads, railways, airports. So for this, current affairs is your source, because the questions will come from your current affairs sources. Science and technology, for the science and technology developments and applications and effects in everyday life, achievements of Indians in the science and technology. So for the science and technology, most of the current questions are come from your current affairs, most, not only the most, but it is also 100% or 90, but 90% questions are come from the current affairs sections. So please go through the properly the prelims PT 365 of science and technology or the mains PT 365 of science and technology, choose any of them. And also the monthly booklet, please follow in a monthly booklet, so that before the prelims or the mains you don't have to bother for your current affairs sources. Then come to the Indianizations of technology and developing the new technology. So the same sources, the current affairs which I have already told you for in your prelims syllabus or your prelims book list, please refer that the same sources for your prelims and also for the mains. Conservation, environmental pollution and degradation and environmental impact assessment. So for this topic, the same source for environment, the Shankar IAS and also the current affairs. Awareness in the fields of IT, space, computers, robotics, nanotechnology, biotechnology issues, the same source current affairs, the monthly magazine or your PT or mains 365 and also your daily newspaper or RSTV science monitor. Choose 3 or 4 sources for your science and technology, as you have not prepared it from the static portions, so your focus should be more on the current affairs portions. Disaster and disaster management, which I have already told you, your focus should be more on your vision IAS disaster management value addition material and also the current affairs. The last 1 or 2 years disaster which have happened in the previous last 1 or 2 years, your focus should be more on these topics. Role of external state and non-state actors in creating challenges to internal security, linkages between the development and spread of extremism. So this is the security issues, that means the internal security of India. So for this topic you can go for the Vajiram yellow booklet. I personally read that yellow booklet for clearing my static portions, because there are one book, I think it's available for the internal security, but this book is from Tata McGraw-Hill, I think it's Pavneet Singh or any of them, I've forgotten the name, but this book is quite bulky. So for the static portions, internal security is not so much important. So I believe that you can go through them at least 100 pages, not more than that. And also the Vajiram yellow booklet on internal security is only on 100, I think it's 110 pages. So you can easily go through them in 2 or 3 days. And after that you can go for the current affairs sections. So I personally believe that if you can't understand the proper background or proper static portions, you cannot relate them with your static current affairs, right? So it's totally totally my strategy. I always try to focus on the static portions. After completing the static portions, I always focus on the current affairs, because I personally can't understand the current affairs without knowing the background or without knowing the static portions of that topic, right? So this is totally my strategy. If you connect with me, you can take it, or if you can't, you can skip it. So then come to the next topic. Challenges to internal security through the communication networks, the role of social media, role of media and networking sites, and internal security challenges, cyber security, money laundering and its prevention. The same sources, current affairs, and also a static source from any of your choice. Various security forces and agencies and their mandates, the same source for the security challenges and their mandates in border areas, linkages of organized crimes with terrorism, the same source. So last 5 or 4 topics is from your internal security sections. So the sources are almost same for the each and every topic. So then come to the GS4 ethics paper. This is the most important paper. I have already made a separate video for the ethics 4 paper preparation. I have already made all of the papers, GS paper 1, 2, 3, 4, but for the ethics paper I have already made a separate video, the syllabus analysis and also the sources and also the note making previous year, each and everything in that video I have covered. You can go and check it out in the playlist, the subject wise note making playlist. You can go and check it out, the GS paper 1, GS paper 4. In that video I have covered all the sections of GS paper 4. But yes, I will definitely discuss the syllabus of the ethics paper 4. So first, this paper includes the questions to check the candidate's attitude and approach to issues relating to integrity, probity in public life, and his or her problem solving approach to various issues and conflicts faced by him or her while dealing with society. Questions may be utilized the case study approach to determine these aspects and covers area. So this paper want to know check your personality or your attitudes or your problem solving approaches while you are putting in a difficult situations, while you are posting as a DM or SDM in your service, or while you are posting as a IPS or IS officer. So how we will deal with this problem. So for this to check your attitude or to check your problem solving attitude, this paper is started from, I think, from 2013. So from 2013, GS paper 4 has included in the UPSC syllabus. So the first topic is the ethics and human interface. So first topic is essence, determinants and consequences of the ethics in human actions, dimensions of the ethics and ethics in private and public partnerships. So here I first before discussing the syllabus, I want to tell you that in this paper there are 2 types of paper. That means the two part, that means paper part 1 and part 2, or part A or part B. In the part A, there are I think it's 120, or in the part B 130 marks, or sometimes it reversed or vice versa. So in the part A, the questions are from the definition based. That means what is the definition of ethics, what is the definition of the human interface, or what is the definition of attitude, the difference between the impartiality and unbiasedness, the difference between the emotional quotient and the intelligent quotient. So this type of questions will come from came in your part A, that means the static portions or the theoretical portions. So this paper has two portions. One is theoretical and another is practical. So the theoretical is your definition based, and for the practical you need to go through properly the case studies. So in the next part they will give you the almost 10 to 12 situations. You have to deal with that situations, that in that situations if you are stand as a DM or SDM or as a finance minister or as a prime minister or as a president, they will provide you a situations. In that situations they will give you that you are in this position, so in that position what will you do to deal with all these problems, how we will deal with and they will check your problem solving attitude, how we will react with these government's problems. So for these sections I will recommend you, for the static portions or for the definition based programs, first sections, I will definitely recommend you please go through the lexicon book properly, or you can go check for the Vajiram yellow booklet. Manikarnika sir, I think it's Manikantan, or I totally forgotten his name. I think it's Manikantan or any of the name I have forgotten, but he have a good knowledge on the ethics paper. He have good given a good sources for the ethics notes in your Vajiram yellow booklet. You can go and check it out them, or you can go for the lexicon one, or you can go for G. Subbarao, any of them. But G. Subbarao is a quite bulky book. If you don't have enough time in your hand, please go through the lexicon. It is quite small book. You can easily solve it, or you can easily revise it 2 to 3 times before your mains. And for the case studies, please practice at least 50 to 60 case studies before your mains. At least 50 case studies before your mains, you have to solve them properly. And I personally joined the Vision IAS ethics case studies classes. I think it's from July 2020, 15 July, they have started a new batch for the ethics case study classes. So in that batch, I have enrolled, and believe me, they are Aditya Kalia sir, who is taking the ethics classes, is very good sources and very good conceptual clarity he have providing us. So that's why I am telling you, if you want to join the Vision IAS ethics case study classes, you can join them, and they are very good sources for your ethics case study classes. And I have learned a lot, believe me, I'm telling you, I have learned a lot how to write a good case studies in the GS paper 4. Before that, I was thinking that no, I can deal with this paper, I have a good humor, or any, I was in a very overconfidence in for the GS paper 4. But after joining his classes, I get to know, and I got to understand that no, there was very too much lacuna in my thinking or in my thought process. So that's why after joining his class, I got too much advantage or too much benefits from that courses. And I am telling you, if you are new in this journey, or if you don't know the proper case studies or the ethics preparation, then I can recommend you, you can go for his classes. This is very good for your ethics sources. So then come to the syllabus analysis. So we have already dealt with ethics and human interface. Then come to the human values. So here in this syllabus, in this paper, you have to know the keywords which are already mentioned in your syllabus. So in that paper, that means the GS paper 4, your main focus should be more on the keywords, because this paper is totally different from your 3 GS paper, that means paper 1, 2, 3. This paper is totally based on your own thinking process, own brainstorming, how it deals with all these problems. So I will definitely recommend you, please try to think over it. Please try to think on each and every issues which you are going through in your newspaper, which you are going through in your everyday life. Please try to put yourself in a situations and think that if I am in that positions, what will I do? If I am a DM, or if I am a civil servant, if I am a IPS officer, or if I am a prime minister or president, or any of the sections, or if I am a RBI governor, they will ask you this type of questions, that if you are a RBI governor, this type of situations you will face, and what will you do at this moment. So I will recommend you, please put yourself in that difficult situations and ask yourself what will you do in that situation. So that's why I am telling you, please focus on the key of that or the key words of the syllabus, and also the case studies. So the human values, lessons from the lives and teachings of great leaders, reformers, administrations, roles of family, society, and educational institutions. So for these sections, you can go for the lexicon one, and also please focus on the lessons of the philosophers. So philosopher topic, international philosopher and national philosopher, is very much important in this topic. Attitude, content, structure, functions, and its influence and relations with thought and behavior, moral and political attitude, social influence, and persuasion. So in this paper, I will recommend you, please make a short note on each and every topic. That means each and every keywords. That means social influence and persuasion, structure of the attitude, content, function of the attitude, then the thought and behavior, moral and political attitude. So you have to make small notes or small definition on each and every keywords of your syllabus. If you have well prepared in that paper, you can easily write a good answer in your ethics paper. So then the aptitude and foundational values for civil service: integrity, impartiality, non-partisanship, objectivity, dedication, etc. So for this public service foundation, you can go for the ARC reports. ARC reports are quite good, and also you can go for the vision value addition material, because as I have joined the vision case studies classes, so they have already provided us the vision case study notes or vision case study booklets, and also the vision ethics paper notes. So I think it's 250 pages for ethics paper. They have provided us 250 pages static notes, and also the case study I think it's 100 case studies or 50 case studies they have provided us, and also 15 or 16 classes. Then the emotional intelligence, concepts and their utilities and application in administration and governance. So you have to prepare the concept and also the definition of that topic. Contributions of moral thinkers and philosophers from India and the world, which I have already told you, this topic is very important. Public and civil service values and ethics in public administration. So for this topic, your own knowledge, your own thinking process, your own personality or attitude will definitely help you to write a good answer, and also some definitions which you have to mug up from your sources or any of the books. Then come to the probity in governance. So for this topic, I will definitely recommend you please go through the ARC reports. So you will get to know how the government will think, how the public servant will think. So I will recommend you ARC reports and lexicon. So then come to the case studies on these issues. So they have provided the syllabus to you, and they have told you that case studies will come from all the sources. That means not separate topic, but the case studies will definitely form from these topics also, right? So I have already told you that 120 or 130 marks in the paper part A, and the other 120 or 130 marks in the part B from the case studies. So these are the sources, or these are the syllabus analysis of the GS paper 1, 2, 3 and 4. If you want to know in detail, you can go and check it out my playlist. I have already made a paper wise division of subject wise note making playlist. You can go and check it out if you want to know in detail. But in that video, I have already covered all the sections, and and also the optional papers you have. So optional is depends on person to person. So mine is geography optionals, which I have already made a separate video on the geography optional. If you have not go through them, you can go and check it out, the optional playlist. In that playlist, we have already covered the history optional, anthropology optional, and also the geography optional, and also how to choose the optional subject. This is the most important questions of each and every beginner. So I will recommend you can go and check it out. So in that video, I have covered all the sections, and for the personality test or the interview, you have 275 marks. So in that 275 marks, highest marks is almost 206 or 205, this type of marks, and the lowest marks is almost 131, 100, this type of marks. So on an average, if you get at least 150 up, this is almost a good marks in your interview. So for the interview preparation, you can join any mock test, mock interview, or any of the institute's guidance. So that's it for in this video. So I hope those who are asking in the comment sections, those who are beginner, they have just started their preparation. I hope this video will definitely helpful for all of you, and I will make a video on same topic in Bengali languages for those who are from the Bengal preparing for the UPSC, and also asking for to make a UPSC syllabus analysis in the Bengali. So I will definitely make a video in Bengali. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Take care. Goodbye.